That's who we are right here. Today we are discussing entrepreneurship more, and let's just get into it. So one of the things I wanted to discuss was part of being an entrepreneurship and what part of entrepreneurship and what makes it so special. And basically being unique as a company can in some ways allow a smaller company to compete against a much larger firm. So it allows the smaller firms to enter into the market with newer and superior technology, and that allows these smaller firms, smaller companies, smaller organizations to leapfrog the larger ones. So, reason is because a large firm has embedded technology that they have invested a lot of time, efforts, and energy and business continuity, business processes, and hiring and staffing and training on a certain type of technology and process that currently exists that will keep them as the lead competitor in that industry. But when there's a technological change that makes those processes and that business structure that they have embedded in their organization, when that is all obsolete or easily replaceable by a cheaper option, it puts them at a competitive disadvantage now, because basically in terms of smartphone technology, laptops and home computing, and then all the way up to the former Cray computers, the supercomputers. So supercomputing used to be housed in a building. So you had a building that was the computer. Well, the technology soon shrunk those down to the size of, just a room in a building. And then technology shrunk that down to the size of a desktop computer. And then as technology shrunk that down to the size of a laptop. And then now the technology has that shrunken down to the cell phone. So basically you have superior technology than Cray computers that were the size of a building. And now you have that on your phone. So this allows you to leapfrog those large organizations whose technology is, whose infrastructure is built on technology of the size of a building, so to say, versus the technology that can fit in your hand. So you as an entrepreneur are actually in a better position to operate your business than your larger competitor. So although it may be hard for you to accept or to agree with me, you actually are currently in a situation that could leapfrog a large competitor of yours. And you might even be able to leapfrog that competitor by using their own products that they sell to you. So think about the company's unique differentiation is what allows it to specialize. So what that means is the thing that sets you apart, that makes you unique, is the thing that allows you to be competitive and compete against the large guy. Think of it this way, and that actually ties back to what I just said. You could use your competitor's product to carve out your niche and compete with your competitor. And so in this new entrepreneurial environment, you can I'll try to explain it so you'll understand how that works. It's not a bad thing, and your competitor in this sense becomes your assistant almost. So the thing is, I'm going to keep mentioning these things called APIs, and as you are aware of, cloud-based technologies. So cloud-based technology and API. APIs are application provider interface. So the the company's unique differentiation, what makes you uniquely different, is what allows you to specialize and what gives you the competitive advantage in your industry. So let's think of it like this. This large corporation is who's invested a lot into their technology and their infrastructure. Now, for them to remain viable, they're going to continuously need clients. You are in a similar situation. You constantly need clients as a competitor to that larger organization, and you don't have the money to invest into the new technologies to compete with them. Well, guess what? You can use their technology. You'll use an application provider interface. Look it up and see if your competitor provides one. And you'll take that application provider interface and you'll plug it in to your website. And now, when a visitor comes to your website provides the service that your larger competitor provides. You're getting it from them. You're buying it from them cheaper than they're offering it to the public because you're paying for access to the software. And you repackage that along with the service that you provide. There's service providers out there that have applications that will enable you to engage with your audience in a better way, and handle the processes of onboarding clients, following clients through the process of providing them whatever the services you provide, and receiving payments, and helping them in all sorts of ways, whatever it is. And these, it doesn't have to be that your service is just a service that is some sort of intellectual thing. It could be a physical thing, but we would have to brainstorm together, or you have to do your research. But there are applications that you need that would that would make you more unique, that would increase your differentiation and your unique service point that separates you from the other competitors that are out there. So how does this relate? So with the API, the larger corporation will give you this, will provide you access to this. Well, it's going to cost you in most cases. In some cases, it actually doesn't. But the reason they'll do this is because if you think about it, growth of any corporation only occurs with increase of revenue, and usually increase of revenue comes from increase in clientele. Or you could raise the price on your thing, whatever you're selling, but it's usually best to get more clients so that you could shrink the price. So and that would in turn widen your pool of clients. So the specialization is what allows a company to defend their niche against larger competitors. And that blends into what I just covered. Your niche is what makes you special. All of those niche markets that we just talked about that differentiates you as amongst your competition that form a shield around your client base that your competitors cannot breach. All you need is 300 of them. So you only need to serve X amount of clients to be successful. This is the general rule of thumb I wanted you to keep in your mind. A 50 number and a 300 number. Just rules of thumb. What do I mean though? In general, if you have 300 clients as a service provider, you're going to be doing good. Or just say, what if I could just get 50 clients? You could probably be doing good too. It depends on which industry you're in. The number is either 50 or 300. And sort of gauge it like this. Okay, that's a number to target. And the reason I say that is because that's 15. That's 15,000 right there. If I'm not mistaken, 50, so 5 times 300 is 1,500. And you add that other zero on there, that's 15,000. So that's $15,000 a month for you. So if you sold 50 cars a month, that's $15,000. Or 50 whatever that you receiving $30 from. Or I'd like to flip it around. If I had a cheaper product that is $50, I'm going to get $50 for my internet product. I need 300 people. Now you're talking. You mean I only need to come up with something that's going to do $50? And on the internet, I have access to 7 billion people. Billion with a B. And you only need 300 of them. That's what I'm talking about. That's the new era of entrepreneurship. That's what's happening. All right. So if you can get grasp all of that I was saying, you will really grasp how magnificent this time in our technological history is, and how it's an ideal time for us, for you, to enter into an entrepreneurial endeavor. So this specialization allows you to identify and market what you are great at. And I'm saying the word great in big highlighting words, because even amongst those niche populations, you have to be good at it, at providing the service. But what really makes you stand out is having something that you're great at doing.